Hey, good morning, Yuri.
I had the,
Because Cynthia told me it's solar ready built.
well, that might mean it's got the structural
Well,
capacity.
Yeah.
Okay, no more talking. Stop talking to me.
Who's talking about not talking? You know, I'm come on now. Is this the kettle calling the pot?
It is 8:59.
That's 9.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? There we go. That's better. Welcome to today's Kane County. Who's got jobs up here on Zoom?
Oh, that was just a joke.
Pass
the test.
and put up the right agenda.
Yeah, really fast meeting.
Good morning. Welcome
Morning.
to today's meeting of the Kane County Energy and Environmental Committee. Today is November 15th. I am still Mavis Bates, so let's do this, people. Okay, call to order. Please call the roll, please.
Okay, Allen and Caius are not here. Roth,
Roth here.
Strathman, Young.
Here.
Tarver. Mr. Tarver. Okay, and Bates.
Bates.
You have in-person core.
Okay. Excellent. We have a core. May I have everybody's permission to allow Mr. Tarver to join us remotely? Okay, permission granted. Thank you very much. May I have a request to approve the minutes for October 11th?
Roth would request we do unanimous approval on the minutes.
Do we have unanimous approval? Thank you very much. Is there any public comment on agenda items?
I don't see it.
Nope. Oh, a nice quiet day today. We'll have to.
So I turn on my computer and then it's.
It starts squawking. Okay, environmental, Ms. Wolnick.
Thank you. I just have one item this morning. As we continue to work on the budget with the reducing.
Done.
Thank you. It was really hard to concentrate when I heard myself anyway. As you look at the budget, we're going to continue to work on reducing expenses and increasing revenues to assist wherever we can. So in light of that, we have been asked to put out an RFP for a potential solar project on the roof of the new health department building at 2170 Point Boulevard in Elgin. That is a ideal roof to do solar on and could significantly decrease our operating costs. There's no commitment at this time. We're just going to throw out our net and see what comes back to us. We do get the federal tax credits now, so potentially we could own the panels or we could lease the panels. We're going to put the RFP out asking for both options to see where our greatest savings would be. And then we'll bring that information back to the committee when it's available. We will be working with Arnie Schrammel from Progressive Energy. He is our energy consultant. So he will be helping to put those documents together. The other location we were asked to look at is the north side of the Fabian property that has just kind of been shelved and isn't really providing any benefit to the county. That RFP would be going out as a leased solar facility that would be like a community solar system that would be putting energy back on the grid. So there wouldn't be any benefit to Kane County's energy use, but we would potentially get significant revenue off of that kind of project on that property.
Mhm.
Our plan would be to push it back quite a bit from where the Fabian right of way is. So it would be very little visibility because you've got the forest preserve on the north and the west, and then you've got the landfill and the golf course on the east. So it could potentially be a really ideal location for a solar provider. And so we want to see what kind of revenue we might be able to get back on the county on that property. And again, just doing an RFP, casting our net out, seeing if there's any interest, and then bringing it back to the committee for further discussion. Any questions?
This is half question, half comment. Mr. Feinstock was talking about the cost of maintaining that land is to us right now. Roger, I think you're on.
Yeah.
You want to answer that?
Yeah, we don't have the exact number yet, but I can tell you that it, between snow removal, landscape, cutting, the grass, maintaining it, it probably is in the tens of thousands of dollars a year to take care of the property. A lot of the property is dormant, so we're cutting back on the maintenance. We've cut back on the roads that are on there. The recycling center and the radio tower and a storage building are on the property. So we have to continue to plow the roads or the drives that are in the property, cut the grass. Those are the main two things. But it is a large piece of property. It's over 40 acres. So we can get an exact number or very close estimate and provide that to Jody for part of her analysis.
Okay.
Question,
Thousands.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
Oh.
Mr. Roth.
Since Roger's on, how is the roof at the Elgin facility? Because you don't want to put it and then have to do a roof repair.
It's being replaced as part of
Okay.
the ARPA program.
And I just wanted to know. Thank you.
Yeah, we're working on that right now. We have the proposal already.
And then what's the life of that roof, that type of roof?
I'd have to look at the spec sheet, but I think they're anywhere from 20 to 30 years, something like
Okay.
that. I'd
Good
have
enough.
to look at it, but
Yeah.
something in
Okay.
that range.
It sounds like the life of the roof is approximately the same as the life of the solar system.
Yeah,
So-
and the other benefit of them replacing the roof is they will be using white gravel on the roof. And
Yeah.
so we'll get about 15% more solar production from the underside of the panels as well. So it'll add to the solar that can be generated on the facility.
I never knew that before you told me, Jody. Will wonders never cease.
Yep, like
This-
colors reflect. I think that was from 7th grade, like colors reflect, dark colors absorb. So
Yeah.
Like on a hot day, don't wear a black shirt.
exactly.
So it just gets better and better. Any other questions? Mr. Young?
David Young, what the solar panel project reminded me of the solar panels that we have at the Judicial Center. And has there been a study as to what savings there has been by using those panels? Okay.
There is, it's complicated. So there's a lot of things that they've been operating for about a year. They went online about December 15th of last year. In early spring, ComEd changed its billing system and messed up our bills that are coming from ComEd. So we now currently have bills from ComEd through about June that have been solidified and the numbers corrected through ComEd's billing system. And so in order for us to actually calculate the actual savings from the facility, we need accurate bills from ComEd to do that. So we've been basing our numbers on estimates and what we feel is correct, but we're still going through with building management, that process. So you have that. The other item is that the system didn't go online till December, and ComEd bases their rates based on your peak usage in the summer. And so in the summer of 2023, we got dinged because the system was not online. So we're paying higher rates because of those peak rates from last summer. And so we aren't seeing the full savings this year until they calculate out the new rates based on this summer when the solar facility was actually operating. So those numbers that we're seeing for our savings, we will see the full savings this coming year, whereas we're only seeing partial savings this year. So based on the messed up ComEd bills and that higher peak rate that our bills were based on, it's a lot of numbers and a lot of spreadsheets we've been through, as Roger can attest. We're looking at a savings of $100,000 in 2024. And then that will jump up to the $250,000 in 2025. So we'll see the full savings that will be getting from the solar facility next year.
Which is $52,000 better than we estimated in the beginning. I
Yes,
believe our
yeah, I
estimate
mean,
was
$100,000
$198,000 a year.
$100,000 isn't anything to sneeze about. So we're still getting great savings, but yeah, we'll really see those savings next year. And Roger is currently working on the new electric rates for our aggregation for the county. And we're going to be about the same rate as what Arnie is telling us right now.
Yeah.
So we aren't going to see any potential increase in the rates we're paying to ComEd, which the higher we pay for the rest of the electricity, the greater the savings. So we
Right.
should see about the same numbers based on the numbers we're getting
But we're estimating maybe 250,000.
next year. Yeah. In 2025. And once we have the ComEd bills
Yeah.
up to date and accurate, we'll come back with the actual numbers. But right now we're projecting them based on the messed up bills.
So that will raise our estimated savings over the lifetime of the system. By my math, which I do in my head, from 5 million to 6,250,000.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're projecting out over 25 years. We don't know what the ComEd rates are going to do.
Right.
So if the ComEd rates go down, then our savings go down. If the ComEd rates go up, then our savings go up. So you want to kind of be in that sweet spot where you're still saving about approximately where you end up at the $5 million at the end of the day.
Okay.
Madam Chair, this is Roger.
Oh, is that okay if I take Roger? Roger, please, Mr. Feinstein.
I just wanted to add that, you know, we've been dealing with the ComEd and our brokered electrical contract agreement with Dynegy, and we had a prior agreement with Constellation. Between the three of them, we had a lot of trouble with getting billing and the types of things that were going on were, you know, credit and applying it to new vendors that were brought on as a part of the brokered power. And I think Constellation, which was one of our former power providers or electric providers, we finally figured out that they actually are paying us about a $60,000 credit for billing that was sent from them that should have been handled by like ComEd and Dynegy. So it's hard to tell over time, you know, when you have a bill that's been, you know, kind of paid to one vendor, but the other vendor is actually the contractor of record or the agent of record. So we've been cleaning that up. I think the refund is in process. We're supposed to get the money back, but I think we owe about 35,000 of that to ComEd. Once we get that settled out, we'll actually know what we paid for electricity. We're within about $60,000 right now of knowing.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Mr. Roth,
Yeah.
this is a little more detailed than I think.
Yeah,
Mr. Young
well,
was
it's just good to
asking
know
for.
why it's
Well,
confusing.
to understand though that we don't have an exact number, and that's why. And
Yeah.
there's been a lot of staff time and a lot of Arnie's time trying to unwind all these bills with the change in ComEd and get the credits appropriately. And so once
Yeah.
we actually have our energy use in the bills, we'll be able to do that final calculation.
We're getting
Mr.
close.
Roth, oops, go.
Okay. It'd be interesting, the difference between using a developer and buying it ourselves. My energy expert I consult with says you never want to use the consultant because they get all the tax write-offs.
Yeah.
And they make all the money. That's why these guys are doing what they do.
Well, that has changed because of the IRA, in which case it's no longer that only the developer can take we have no tax appetite, of course.
Right, of course.
So in order to take those tax credits, you have to work through a developer and a consultant. The developer is actually the one who gets the tax write-offs,
That's what I'm.
the SRECs and the tax credit. However, with the IRA, there's something called direct pay, where if we purchase the system ourselves and own it, then we get a check written back to us. But we'd have to take all that maintenance and responsibility of
Well, and with.
ownership into account.
Yeah, we'll need to take a close look at either way.
It'll be fun.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Wolnick. Anything else? That was so much fun. Let's do it again. Okay, Ms. Ryan?
Yeah, I have two resolutions before the committee today. They're essentially perennial. Would you mind bringing the first one up? So this is authorizing an agreement with the Village of West Dundee and eWorks for continued operation of the West Dundee Recycling Center in 2025. It's very, very, very similar to the agreement of the last several years. We pay essentially $750 a month to the Village of West Dundee for use of the space, $9,000 a year. That comes out of our Riverboat Fund. And the only change for this year is that we're requesting to be able to collect a few more items that our partner Flat Can Recycling based in Elburn recycles. They are kind of fee items. We have smoke and CO2 detectors. Those are probably going to be the most numerous items coming in. They charge $1 per item for processing of those. They're essentially just a battery, a small amount of circuit board, and then a type of plastic that isn't recycled by curbside recyclers, but is recyclable in industrial quantities. And that's what Flat Can does, is they disassemble these things and then basically amass the plastic until they have enough to make a shipment to a recycler. And then the other two items are car seats, like child car seats and booster seats. Those of us who are parents of young children know they all come now with an expiration date printed on them. Also, any type of car accident that they're in basically nullifies the warranty on those. So they, you can end up going through them pretty quickly. And again, Flat Can takes those and disassembles them. We're charging $15 for those at the site. And then the last item is another kids item. It's like toy cars, but the ride-in ones, both the battery powered ones and like more like the Fisher Price, where the Flintstones thing, where you use your legs to propel it. So again, it's just types of plastic in those that are not typically accepted by curbside recyclers, but that Flat Can is holding on to and shipping out. And
Very
that's
good.
the one.
May I have a motion?
Chair, I'd like to move that we pass resolution TM 24-31-3154.
Strathman?
Roth will second.
Roth will second. Is there any discussion or questions? I actually have a question. I had no idea that car seats came with expiration dates. What?
That's fairly new, isn't it? Within the
So
last-
that's why there's so many in the garbage now, and you see them in the garbage a lot, and
Yeah, it honestly, it just relates to, they're mostly plastic. They're different types of plastic. They've got styrofoam padding in them. But over time, especially when it's out in the sun and in like a lot of temperature changes, as a car that sits outside would be, the plastic loses some of its integrity, and it just isn't, the manufacturer can no longer guarantee that it's going to perform as it would when it came off the line
holy
after.
smoke. So that's really important to recycle those if they're.
Yeah.
So it's not like a high chair that gets passed down generation to generation, or
No, generally, safety experts don't recommend purchasing an aftermarket car seat at all.
okay.
Or-
Actually, My kids' old cribs, nobody wants them anymore. They're
Right.
like strangling the bottom.
Yeah.
High chairs, none of my nieces will, so I guess it's good if it's good for safety. Okay, clerk. Any other questions, comments?
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young,
Yes.
Carver,
Mr. Tarver, do you want to?
Yes,
You vote?
Bates.
thank you.
Bates, yes.
Passes.
Very, very good. Ms.
Okay.
Ryan, again?
Yep. And if you could bring up the next one. So this is to authorize the extension of a professional service agreement for next year with eWorks to run both of the recycling centers. It would be at an additional cost of $9,000 that we pay eWorks essentially for equipment costs. Right now it's for the rental of the 2 temporary trailers, one on Fabian and one at West Dundee, rental of the forklifts at Fabian, fuel for the forklift at Fabian. We don't pay their staffing expenses. That's what is covered by the fee that is charged on the televisions that people bring into those sites.
Okay, any questions? May I have a motion to discuss?
Roth will make the motion.
Roth moves. Strathman seconds. Okay, now I should ask for any questions or discussion. I'm learning 4 years, but I can almost run this meeting properly. Okay, please call the roll.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Young,
Yes.
Carver,
Carver, yes.
Bates.
Bates, yes. Very good. Okay, thank you, Ms. Ryan. I wanted to ask you, Ms. Ryan, just for a small update about the new facility. And I know you told me the bids closed today.
Bids closed yesterday. Unfortunately, we didn't get any bids on it, but we're working with the ARPA committee to essentially, Jody is very smart. She was very smart when she put in for that request for the ARPA funding, and it wasn't for the recycling center. It was for recycling services, recycling contract,
Okay,
basically contracts and services related to recycling. So what we're trying to do is apply the funds we've been awarded through ARPA to past expenses related to probably our household hazardous waste program. Primarily, that's our largest expense. Some staff time, et cetera, in the eligible window for ARPA. And then that'll free up this equivalent amount of dollars for us to still pursue the recycling center project. It just would be not on that extremely abbreviated timeline.
Okay, the deadline.
Yeah, and we're also working with purchasing to figure out, hopefully from some of the potential bidders who requested the bid packet and then chose not to bid, what the problem was, and see if we can kind of make sense of it and find a way to move forward on it.
Okay, great.
We did have the zoning hearing for the property last night in Geneva, and the zoning commission did recommend there's a text change to one of the zoning codes and also a special use permit for the site, and they recommended both of those. So it'll be at City Council on December 2nd.
Okay, we're looking forward to this new and improved site for.
Me too.
Okay, moving on. Oh,
Madam Chair,
Mr.
I
Young,
have a question. How full did that dumpster get that we put all the signs in,
As
donated a whole bunch of signs?
I looked yesterday morning and it was about a third full, but I haven't moved any of the signs from Fabian yet. So I think it'll be at least 2/3 full when I get those. So yeah, pretty full, thousands of signs. And I, I told my colleague in DuPage that we'd take their overflow if they have any, so.
I emptied much of my basement. We can now walk, we can get our bikes back in the basement now that the signs have been recycled. So thank you for doing that. That's
Yep.
such a great program. Any other comments? We who had to run for office or in the past or in the present time. Okay, thank you, Ms. Ryan. Ms. Hinshaw.
Yes. Good morning. Can you pull up the slides, please? So we went, we talked about last time that we were going to the exchange, the MRF. And it happened to be that we were going November 4th because it worked for our Waste Warrior team. And so we just want to show you some pictures from that. It was, unfortunately, the actual machine it was not working at the moment, but we still got to see everything. So it was still great.
So sad.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, can you go to the next one, please? So here's Joy Rifkin. She is the sustainability manager for our LRS. She comes from New York. She was a sustainability manager there as well. Not entirely sure what for off the top of my head, but she was absolutely wonderful. Yesterday, the Elgin and Climate Committee had a meeting for to work on their climate action plan, and she was there as well. And we were kind of doing like, do I know you? Do I know you? And yeah, then we recognize each other, and she's just a delight. So
Came to Elgin?
yeah.
Oh my.
Oh.
We could get her here maybe.
LRS just won the contract for Elgin, so they're
Oh, I
excited to get involved.
see.
Yeah.
And they are not a contractor for Aurora, correct?
No, you guys have Groot.
Okay.
Go ahead and go to the next one, please. So yeah, so there we all are, and a lot of recycling materials there. It was something that was just, it blew my mind, how they operate and what they do. And we have a little video to kind of go through the different steps that they work through. Go ahead. So yeah, just pictures. Can you go to the next one, please? So there we have our cans and our metal. I think he said they weigh over, is it a ton? Is that even remotely correct, Claire? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Each one of those bales?
Yeah. And so there's your laundry stuff. There's your plastic, Coke bottles all smashed together. It's kind of pretty with all the colors too. And I just,
Especially the tin cans.
Yeah.
Really sparkly.
yeah, yes. Go ahead. And then we have a video. It's a 4-minute video or so, just that enjoys the person that narrates the video of how it operates.
They're very clean. Look at those plastic bags in there. Disgusting. Great.
Yes.
Interesting.
It was. It was, again, it blew my mind away. And so, as we know, we have our movie star over here and a movie star over there. They went yesterday to Bill Roth. I went to the Murph yesterday to that talk about Claire's project with EPA. And so we wanted to just show the short little video that they had yesterday. Wednesday.
Yes.
Apologies. Yes.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Just in landing, it was Wednesday.
Mhm.
And Mr. Roth and I and Miss Ryan got this opportunity to go.
I was there in the back. I wasn't as dynamic, so.
Yes. And then there was Joy kind of like in the background somewhere too. And yeah, can you go ahead and pull that video up? Thank you.
Is this the one that was on?
Mhm.
Okay.
Dumpster diver.
Thank you. That's all I have today.
Thank you very much.
I had a question.
Oh, go ahead.
David Young, just so when you go through, see that recycling for the plastics, specifically the plastic, I think there's a difference between the hard plastic and the plastic bottles, or are they the same? Is that the same?
So bottles are considered a hard plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, what they're talking about essentially, the MRFs don't really want film plastic, so that would be plastic bags, case wrap, Ziploc bags, and those like snack pouches, that a lot of things that used to be in hard containers are now sold in like a pouch.
Okay.
And they're not really able to do anything with those either.
And just so everyone knows that those plastic bottles that they recycle, you wonder who buys that stuff. Well, I'll tell you, there is a company that buys it, and here in Chicago, it's in Aurora. They make that plastic decking, and it's 100% made of this, as well as a whole bunch of furniture that you see, lawn furniture, and some of that stuff can be very expensive. Some of the Adirondack furniture, you can spend like $500 for these kinds of chairs, but it's and they always advertise that this is made from 100% recycled plastic. So that's where, if you guys didn't know, that's just one of the industries that actually buys those bales, that weigh a ton.
Yeah, yeah.
Carpet.
Well, they're doing that.
They're in Aurora. I think it's called Trex. It's a huge.
That word.
Afraid but it's a huge. They're like one of the largest manufacturers in the world of that.
It's like a brand name, right?
It's a brand name, yeah.
Mr. Athman?
We have a bridge, a pedestrian bridge in Elgin that is made of that. Goes up the river.
Really? Yeah.
Pretty amazing stuff.
Mr. Rothman? Mr.
Um, Some of the facts I learned was they reclaim they process 1 million pounds a day, and they run 2 shifts of 10 hours each. What surprised me is the amount of dust. It's from all the cardboard, and they're always cleaning. And the other thing was the amount of plastic bags that are in the,
Disgusting.
and that causes a lot of the stoppages because they jam up the gears and stuff.
When I was teaching at Wabansie Community College, I was teaching sustainability, and no big surprise. And I was showing pictures of MRFs, which used to be municipal recycling facilities, and now it's material recovery facility. They kind of slipped in a different words for the acronym, but they had pictures of workers who actually had to climb onto like the augers, or something so dangerous looking, to peel off a plastic bag that had gotten into that.
Yeah. So as we've seen on both of our trips in the last couple of weeks, they can stop the line, and they do stop the line. That's what they do during the non-shift hours, is they have folks climb on the machinery and clean it out. It's probably not for the faint of heart, but it's not acutely dangerous. It is a dangerous industry, but unfortunately, most of the injuries and fatalities are from vehicle strikes, either at the MRF with those big trucks coming and going all the time, or on the streets.
My,
Yeah.
but like Joyce said, it creates a lot of jobs. It keeps that out of the waste stream. We're running out of landfill space.
Yeah.
King County no longer has landfill. I always thought we would be better at recycling when we ran out of oil to make more plastic, which evidently is not anytime soon. But it wasn't running out of the feedstock. It was running out of the places to put the gosh darn garbage.
I mean, oil companies are taking electrification seriously, and that plastics are their plan B.
What was that? What companies?
oil companies.
Oh.
So they're anticipating a eventual decline in gasoline production.
Oh, my gosh.
So they're kind of banking on continued plastic use.
Oh, dear.
So yeah, we'll see.
Dear. Okay, we'll see. Any other comments? Ms. Lewis, go ahead.
First of all, I love the video. Thank you. Maybe they could show it at the next cow meeting or something. I think it's fascinating for everybody to see. Have any of our other municipalities looked at putting in a bag ordinance? Because I think it's great that Batavia does it.
Okay,
And go ahead.
Aurora Sustainability Board. I'm leading that, a bag
Okay.
fee. But I'd love to hear more about your opinions or anybody's opinions or how to do it.
Yeah, I think.
Were you involved in that at all?
No. I mean, I brought someone from the Batavia Commission to a conference to talk about the process they used. And I did also put information about it up on our website, but I wasn't involved in the crafting of the.
I know a couple people on that commission, so I'll call them.
Yeah.
Mr. Roth?
I heard the first year Batavia earned $200,000.
Dang.
My question is, what are they doing with that money? Is it forcing more recycling, of the bags, or are they just taking it in as revenue, which is not what it should be used for?
We're hoping to put it to sustainability.
Right.
Yeah, I
just-
believe in Batavia they do. They're buying a lot of reusable bags and giving them away in Batavia. Chicago, it goes into the general fund. That's millions of dollars every
Right.
year.
It is millions?
Yeah. And,
Sure, do it
and that's,
for a long time.
to me, that's wrong. But
We're gonna put it, hopefully, if I
Yeah.
get the, write the ordinance.
And to answer the question, I know both the sustainability or environmental councils in Elgin and St. Charles have investigated a plastic bag ordinance. I think in Elgin, it was kind of officially killed or backburnered. St. Charles, I don't think really made it out of the investigative stage.
Oh, Elgin didn't make it?
Yeah, well, the person that was kind of spearheading it just had a child. And so she's on maternity leave at the moment. The new person that they hired is very involved in their climate action plan. So I don't think it's completely dead. It's just, as Claire said, it's on the back burner right now.
Okay, coming back, hopefully. All right, Elgin is very progressive. For sustainability.
And I'm really looking forward to having them as our new provider. It's really gonna be.
Oh, LRS is new?
Yeah, it hasn't even started yet. We've just signed the contract.
Huh,
So I'm really looking forward to it.
LRS in Elgin. Maybe Aurora could do
That
that.
may say something about my life right now, but I really am looking forward to it.
Everybody needs something to look forward to. Any other comments? Okay, so it's time for chairs, new business. Chairs comments. I wanted to talk about a article that I read recently that is about land values near solar fields. The land value is increasing somewhat because of the cheaper energy being provided by these solar fields. So I know that's a concern that comes up in King County often, is what happens to people's property values when they're near a solar field. And so I thought that was good news. I printed out a 5-page article, which I left at home. But if I can, still bring that maybe at the next meeting if somebody wants to see that. But my other comments are thank you as always to our fantastic staff for the work you do. Thank you to the committee for your continued dedication. We will have one more meeting this year. No, we will be into the new board by then. We will have new committees. Oh my gosh.
I volunteer to be on the committee.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Thank you. So I think I better thank our standing committee as is, and we'll be moving on into the future. So thank you for these wonderful 2 years working together.
So in
Many more.
December, we'll have the new committee already?
Yep.
Okay.
Because the new board is usually, will be sworn in around December.
It's on the fiscal year, which is, fiscal year starts December.
See all of you again. I really do.
I don't know when our swearing in is.
I,
I heard that there's going to be 2 dates and the 9th is going to be our ceremony.
So we will be seating a new committee. Fortunately, we will not be seating a new staff. The staff will stay put. And I will stay put, and hopefully many of our committee members will still be here. So with that, may I have a motion to,
Roth will make the motion.
thank you?
What, to place the reports on file? And to do?
Young. Okay. May I have a second?
Unanimous.
Unanimous consent to place reports on file. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Mr. Young. And motion to adjourn?
To adjourn.
Seconds?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for 2 fantastic years.
Run.